This is my iPhone. It takes effortless photos that I get to see instantly. And this is my Canon AE1 film camera from the 70s. Running film through it is expensive and unpredictable. But then why is it that so many young people like myself are turning to a more tactile and slow process of photography? If you search for hashtag 35mm on Instagram, there's over 27 million posts, most of which are from young people who have never had to use a film camera out of necessity, but instead have just fallen in love with the process. In recent years, vintage camera sales have been skyrocketing, and the demand for film cameras is growing every day. Is it all just a social media trend and an aesthetic which will fade in a matter of months? Or is film photography never really going to die?
Hi, I'm Isabelle Ramsay. I'm 18 years old and I'm an amateur film photographer, part-time I'd say.
Hi, my name's Lucas Strobeck. I'm a 16-year-old photographer from Perth.
I am the owner of Fitzgerald Photo Imaging. We are a family business. We have been processing film for over 50 years. We've been in this location since August 1980.
I started getting into film photography when I found a cheap camera on eBay and I quickly snagged it. And after a few years, my collection has grown to be well over 10 cameras.
Yeah, well, I've always been into digital photography. Like, I'd be taking photos on any kind of camera I had, so like phone camera. At 13, I got into like digital photography, but I think I got kind of bored of it. And then I guess on like Instagram or like the internet, I saw film was trending. So I sparked interest from that. Then my grandpa's friends gave me a camera, so that's how I got into it.
Okay, so we have people coming in every day to process film. It would vary. I think today probably had about 20 or 30 people come through, and that's about consistent throughout the week. We would process in excess of 200 rolls a week.
So I think young people are getting more involved with film photography because in this digital age we're all like kind of wrapped up in being on our smartphones and stuff, and it's nice just to have a fresh breath of air and slow down and take some pictures.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's trending on the internet. So like, I think when more people are taking photos, like, especially like influencers or whatever, more people want to get into it. And I feel like a lot of young people want to do film photography because like anyone can take photos on a digital camera, like iPhone photos, or even if you have like a proper digital camera. So I guess you feel like it's exclusive kind of to just take film photos. And people love nostalgia. I mean, it's like with like clothes, like people love vintage clothes or old music. I think it's like the same like that.
There's a number of reasons why people are shooting film nowadays. I think maybe the younger demographic are discovering film because it's perhaps new and trendy. Older people tend to be a little bit more nostalgic in terms of going back to something that's a little bit slower, a little bit more defined.
Well, I really like the look. Like, it gives off a soft kind of grainy look you don't get with digital. I mean, you can use filters and stuff and like presets, but it's not the same in my opinion. And I like how you can only take a limited number of photos. Like with digital, it's so like you have so many chances to get a shot, but with film, I feel like there's more value in each photo because you get that one shot.
Yeah, wanting to slow things down and going back to the real photography, if that's what it might be, where it's not just taking digital images and having, lots of snaps, but rather than the more the thought behind the process and the constructing an image and being careful about it rather than flippant with it.
Yeah, I think social media definitely has had an influence on my photography personally. I like seeing other people's photos online and coming up with new creative editing styles. Like recently I've been experimenting with like borders, things like that. I feel like if social media wasn't a factor, I definitely wouldn't experiment more.
Oh, I definitely started trying to take more portraits because of, say, Instagram, because I was never really into portrait photography and I wanted to be, and I didn't feel like I was that good at it, but the more I saw portraits, the more I tried to like expand on that. I'd say like, I see a lot of travel film photos and like the internet, so I really like that. And like candid like youth shots of like teenage kids, and like I want to do that with my friends. I've done like a few. Would try to do a few more.
Well, to be honest, most of the photos that we're processing, or the films we're processing, are being digitized. So it's going straight to, you know, we're scanning everything needs to be scanned nowadays anyway. And within, it's funny, they'll wait 3 days to get your films back and your images back, but they'll go straight onto social media, and people are so it's working in tandem with the digital, you know. So it's not, but it's the capture, it's the process of the capture that's the important part, and experimentation with different films, colour and black and white, and a certain level of excitement with people trying something different. And you know, it might be a different speed of film, it might be a different medium, a different format. So yeah, there's a lot more excitement involved in that sort of stuff.
Like I said before, I want to try the Kodak Portra 400. I saw that on the internet as well, so that definitely influenced me.
People still love the process of film photography. The pressing of the shutter, the excitement of waiting to see how your photos turned out, and even posting the scans straight to Instagram. We're in a renaissance of film photography, and the future of analogue now lies in the hands of the younger generations. So maybe we should all try slowing it down and taking life frame by frame.